Hey, what's up guys? My name is Cherno, back at it again for another one of these little review videos. So today we're going to be taking a look at Spider-Man. This is a game that I've been asked a lot to review, and as usual, I know nothing about. This is becoming a trend, isn't it? I really have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, we've got this gameplay demo from about a week ago, running on the PlayStation 5. Let's dive in and take a look. Lots of PlayStation 5 stuff. I'd like to see some Xbox content. If you guys have something you want me to check out that's on the Xbox, preferably the most impressive thing, leave it in the comment section below, and there'll be a link to this in the comment section as well. Ooh, Insomniac games. Okay, that's cool. They're obviously good. I'm gonna try and focus a little bit on the actual gameplay and everything, not just graphics. Whoa, I'm impressed already. Sorry, we have to go back a little bit. That was a beautiful first scene. Look at this. This frame here, with like all of this out of focus, this snow particle stuff, it looks really good. Like this almost borderline looks like it could be from a movie. I really like the light over here, and it's so hard to tell with all these reflections and stuff going on. It could just be specular lighting, but there is definitely something reflecting off of his eyes there, which looks really cool.
I'm late for Mom's rally.
I'm digging the aesthetic a lot. Check out all of the detail here on this wall as well. It looks really quite high resolution.
Subway card, check. You got the house key?
This is going to be another one of those 100 gig games, that's for sure. Look at this. Lots of really nice scenes here. Lighting going on the right side. Shadows look fairly good, not the best I've seen.
We're gonna be late.
Anyway,
Hey!
I want to focus more on just the graphics here.
Are you still wearing your suit? Yeah, you know, just in case.
It's easy to talk about graphics, you know, how am I going to talk about feel? Okay, this looks like some transition into some actual gameplay. Okay, here we go. Look at all of this reflection stuff going on here. This reminds me a little bit of what was that game that was set in Hong Kong, and it was Sleeping Dogs. That's it. It reminds me a little bit of like a Sleeping Dogs / LA Noire maybe vibe.
It's my favorite part of living in Harlem. Pop-up street fair, best
Yeah,
food
all
in
of
the
these
city,
reflections look really
awesome
nice.
music.
Man, this would be great for the last beat I was working on. I should get back into mixing.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, lots of detail, lots of lighting going on.
Morales. You gonna vote for her?
It's still hard to think of Mom as a politician. She's been a teacher my whole life.
Similar skill sets, right? Corralling people, educating them.
I like the
making sure
smoke
they don't
particle
throw things at
effects.
each other.
Okay, this van has a lot of reflections going on. It's basically just reflecting everything. So is this section over here as well.
Hi, I'm Brian Porton,
Oh, here
creative
we go.
director at Insomniac Games. We're excited to show you this first look at gameplay from Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales.
This guy looks real.
Our story picks up 1 year after the events of the first game, and we find Miles' new home, Harlem, is in danger. Trouble brews while Miles' mom, Rio Morales, leads an election rally. A war between the devious energy corporation Roxxon and the Underground. A high-tech criminal army led by the Tinkerer starts to break out. In this gameplay sequence, captured on
Ooh.
PlayStation 5 hardware.
Hang on a minute.
PlayStation
Really impressed with this skin right here. And look at those eyes as well with the reflections going on. Look at the ears and the detail and everything. These are some amazing characters. This kind of reminds me, honestly, of Last of Us Part 2. Now, obviously, this is a different generational kind of leap here. But nevertheless, I think, honestly, based off of this one shot, this is some of the best skin rendering and character rendering I've seen so far from this new generation.
sequence, captured on PlayStation 5 hardware. The Underground attacks Roxxon, sending the rally into chaos in a fight that spills onto the Braithwaite Bridge, where the Underground tries to steal Roxxon's experimental energy source, Newform. Let's take a look.
Moving quickly through the city is going to be something as well that I think the PlayStation 5 is going to make very possible. with this amounts of detail, right? Because you have to remember, you up the detail, you also have to make sure that everything else can support, you know, going quickly through the city, for example. If you don't have much detail, then you can kind of still get away with that because there's not as much data to kind of process and load. But when you up the detail, certain other things might actually not be possible if your hardware is not good enough. So in other words, yes, you might be able to render something in really high quality, but if the disk speeds aren't as good, then you're not going to be able to move quickly through the city. You'll just be able to statically render it in one spot and then have to find some way to transition. So I really like the fact that this is also possible because of the PlayStation 5. Or at least more possible, easier, we'll say, you know. This is kind of nice. I'm interested in like the lighting going on here. Just looks like fairly standard physically based rendering, probably mixed with some kind of ray traced something. Haven't seen anything incredibly revolutionary apart from that skin like shader. Everything else, honestly, to me, just looks like graphics pumped up to like level 11. What I mean by that is they've just managed to have a lot more like texture resolution and a lot more stuff going on, a lot more detail. But I haven't seen too many like new techniques.
Then grab as much as you can carry.
Not that you necessarily need them. I don't really want to go through this frame by frame because I want to experience it a bit more. The cinematics are great. Camera kind of effects are interesting as well. I really like the snow. It looks nice. Lots of lit particles as usual. Glowing particles, I should say. Light emitting particles. Nice little lens flare there for a frame or two. Some of this ground destruction I feel could be done better. I don't know, like all these debris and pieces lying around remind me of games from a while ago. I'm not sure what it is, but sometimes when there's a lot of damage and destruction going on, games tend to almost look like a video game, you know? Like, I don't know, I honestly don't even know what it is specifically, but just looking at the debris lying around, kind of feels like it's been done by a game environment artist. Doesn't feel like a real scene for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe just these little pieces of debris hanging around just out of nowhere just seem a bit weird. That's all. So many particles. The generational leap in particles. Just the sheer number of them, just everywhere, you know, you got snow, you got any other excuse, anytime someone hits something, just an explosion of particles. Lots of particles, which is really cool. I'm all for that, to be honest. Adds a lot of atmosphere. Imagine if the snow wasn't there. Imagine if it was just... Nah, that wouldn't work. It would just look much worse. Oh, here's some destruction.
No.
Damn. Looks pretty decent so far. I don't really want to stop too much, but I did want to see some of this kind of moonlight reflection here, or if that's some streetlight stuff. Just standard lighting, really. Nothing special. Animation is very smooth. That was a very cool scene. Very cinematic, like the cinematics look great, yeah.
I've got an idea.
I'm seeing a lot of like film industry, you know, like inspiration come in as well for a lot of these games. Like I feel like they're beginning to take cinematics and I don't know, these games feel more like movies than they did in the past. And I think partially, of course, it's because of the whole like, you know, graphics getting better, but also just the cinematics and the feel of them and the audio and just I guess the production value. The production value, the budgets are just being increased, and it just feels like, honestly feels like you're watching a movie. What a scene. I wonder how many months or more it took them for this, just for this one scene. To get it right as well, you know? Absolutely incredible work. Really great scene to show off in a trailer as well. Yeah. I'm sold. I was on the edge of my seat there. It was like watching a movie, like sitting down and watching a trailer for an actual film. It was absolutely, the cinematics were absolutely beautiful. The attention to detail and all of the graphics and rendering were just absolutely amazing. I'm definitely seeing all of these new generation of games kind of begin to take on a lot of influence and inspiration from the film industry and from films in general. And I think that's really, really cool. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments section below. Do you kind of get that film vibe as well, or is it just me? Also, don't forget to hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed it. Also, let me know what you want to see next. Hopefully some Xbox stuff, because people are beginning to think that I'm some kind of PlayStation fan. And I'm not exactly saying that I am, but the stuff that I've seen so far is mint. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.